parekoy, I'm back with another video. Please subscribe sa aking channel and click the notification bell button para lagi kang updated sa ating mga math videos. Now, pag-usapan natin ngayon ang ating first topic for midterms, which is inequalities. Inequalities basically, hindi sila equal, ibig sabihin, hindi kayo pwede. So, we will talk about interval notation in the number line, solving compound inequalities, flipping the inequality sign, kailan ba fini-flip yung inequality sign, yung common denominator tsaka LCD technique, conjunction, disjunction, absolute value, and fraction. So we will all tackle that in this section, in this video, and it will be an introduction to inequalities because the topic for inequalities is a wide, medyo malawak siya. So simulan natin siya with these examples. Okay, first, let's try to delve on about interval notation and number line. Interval notation, number line, basically, interval notation, yun yung may parenthesis, bracket, number line, as usual, yung number line na ganito. So how will we show the result of x is greater than 2 using interval notation and number line? So using number line, pag number line, may gitna yan, 0 yan. So, let's find where's 2. 2 is along this way. 2 is along this way. Basically, x is greater than 2. Ibig sabihin, hindi kasama yung 2. Kapag greater than, ibig sabihin, hindi kasama yung 2. However, kapag greater or equal to 2, ibig sabihin kasama yung 2. So, dito sa ating number line natin, magdodrawing tayo ng hole. Magdodrawing tayo ng hole dito to indicate na hindi kasama yung 2. Then after that, we will shade the portion here. We'll shade the portion here. The arrow there going to infinity. Because the values of x is greater than 2 is any values greater than 2. Yun nga. So paano naman natin siya mapapakita using interval notation? Using interval notation, the best way to do that is to isulat natin yung number from the leftmost area tsaka to the rightmost. Ano ba yung nasa leftmost natin? Yung nasa leftmost natin na number is 2. Right, guys? That's 2. At then we will give it a comma. And then, yung number sa pinaka-rightmost natin is hindi siya huminto, which is positive infinity. So, we'll just draw infinity sign. So, ayun, after drawing this, maglalagay tayo dito ng parenthesis at maglalagay din tayo ng parenthesis dito. Bakit, guys? Always tatandaan nyo na kapag parenthesis, ibig sabihin, hindi kasama yung 2. Right? For example, parenthesis tapos may 5 dyan. Ibig sabihin, hindi kasama yung 5. However, kung bracket siya, sinasama mo yung isang number. Sa case natin dito, yung 0, ay yung 2, yung 2, hindi siya kasama. Kasi, it's a whole. Ibig sabihin, hindi siya kasama sa, inequality na yan. So, our result would be 2 to infinity. Tapos, parenthesis ulit. Always tatandaan nyo, guys, na ang kasama ng infinity ay parenthesis. It would never be bracket. Palaging parenthesis yan, guys. Yung mag-iiba lang ng kasama ng bracket or sa other bracket or parenthesis is kapag an integer siya. Alright? So, let's try more these examples. X is greater or equal to 1. So, we will draw here a line. Yan. This is 0. So, let's find negative 1. Negative 1 is here. Mga parekoy. Negative 1 is here. So, again, like what we did a while ago, since it's greater or equal to negative 1, then since may greater or equal siya, kasama yung number na negative 1. So, in top of that, we'll shade a circle. Yan. Indicating na kasama yung negative 1. So, hindi siya whole. Then, it's going to the right because x is greater or equal to negative 1. So, i-shade natin part na yan. Going to that line. Always remember, guys, na pag greater than, it's always going to the right. Kapag less than, it's going to the left. It's going to the left. Yun. So, writing the interval notation for this, una, ano yung ang value sa pinaka-leftmost? Leftmost natin is negative 1. ang value sa ating pinaka-rightmost is infinity. Positive infinity kasi hindi yan hihinto. So, mag-draw tayo dito ng infinity symbol. Now, ano bang gagamitin natin dito? Parenthesis or bracket? Remember, kasama na yung negative 1. So, this time, gagamit tayo ng bracket. And palaging sinasabi natin, kapag may infinity yan, negative infinity man or positive infinity, gagamit tayo ng parenthesis. So, this is the answer in interval notation. Yes? Okay, let's try more examples. Try natin to. X is lesser or equal to 4. Alright, i-plot natin siya sa number line. This is 0. Where's 4? 4 is along this line. Okay. Unang ulit gagawin natin, hanapin natin kung nasan yung 4. Since lesser or equal siya, ibig sabihin equal, kasama rin to. So, we will draw a solid circle here. Pero ngayon, less than 4 na siya. Ibig sabihin, yung values niya is going to the left. So, ito, si-shade natin yan. Going to the left. These are the values in the number line. Ngayon, we will write the interval notation niya. Always, ano yung value sa pinaka-leftmost? Ang value sa pinaka-leftmost natin is negative infinity. Kasi hindi yan hihinto. So, negative infinity. Tapos, ano yung value natin sa pinaka-rightmost? Sa value natin sa pinaka-rightmost is 4. Now, it's time to put it's either parenthesis or bracket. Sabi natin kapag infinity yan, negative man or positive, it will always coincide with the parenthesis. However, ito 4 shaded yan, ibig sabihin kasama yung 4 kasi equal nga doon eh. So that maglalagay tayo doon ng bracket. Gets? So that's it for interval notation number line. I-carry natin yung lesson nito as we go on to more examples na mas mahihirap sa next sections natin. So here, how if hindi na given na ganito kadali? X is equals to 2. How if ganito na siya? X plus 4 is greater than 5. How will we solve that? Now, basically, same lang siya for equalities. We equate and find for the value of X. So doing that, teka lang, hanap ako ng magandang pen. White. I like white. Yes, white. Yan. Doing that, guys, we will solve for the value of X. So that's X plus 4 is greater than 5. I-transpose natin yung 4 sa kabila para X lang yung matira. X is greater than 5 minus 4, which means that X is greater than 1. So, i-plot natin siya sa number line. That's 0. This is 1, guys. So, basically, greater than 1, ibig sabihin, hindi kasama yung 1. Ibig sabihin, dito, whole yan. Circle lang yan. 1 hindi shaded. Tapos, i-shade natin going to the right kasi greater than. Alright? Greater than yan. So, yan sa number line. So, writing it in the number notation, value of the leftmost value is 1 and value to the rightmost is infinity. Ito, 1, hindi siya kasama. Ibig sabihin, parenthesis siya. And infinity, always parenthesis yung kasama niya. So, that's it for that problem. Let's try to look it here. Same process, guys. Equate X. Let's find the value of X. That's 7 minus 2X is lesser or equal to 12. May iwan yung negative 2X. Ilagay natin yung 7 sa kabilang side ng equation. That will be 12 minus 7. And that's negative 2X is lesser or equal to 12 minus 7, guys, is 5. 12 minus 7 is 5. That would be equal to negative 2. That would be equal to negative 2. Excuse me. Okay, guys. Here's a new lesson. Here's a new rule na dapat nyong tandaan. When you are dividing negative numbers or you are dividing or multiplying negative numbers, always, guys, mababaliktad po if i-flip natin yung inequality sign. So ito, since we divided a negative number which is negative 2, itong lesser or equal, magbabaliktad yan. That would be equal to greater or equal to negative 5 over 2. Kung mapapansin nyo sa title natin, solving and flipping inequality sign. Uulitin ko kapag nag-add ka or subtract, na-subtract ng mga inequalities. For example, dito, sinubtract natin yung 4 sa kabilang side, no change. Walang mangyayaring change sa inequality sign natin. However, if you will divide or either multiply, ng negative number, mag-change yan, mag-flip. Mag-flip po, mababaliktad ang ating inequality sign. Like what happened here, since we divided negative 2 dito sa ating inequality, then nabaliktad yung lesser naging greater than. Magkikerry pa rin yung equal sign sa baba. So, here's the answer. X is greater or equal to negative 5 over 2. So, let's try to plot that in our number line. That's 0. Negative 5 over 2 is along this line. Negative 5, over 5 over 2. Negative 5 over 2, greater or equal. Ibig sabihin, shaded yung part na to kasi equal kasama siya. Then going to the right kasi greater yan. So, isulat natin in interval notation. In interval notation, rightmost value is negative 5 over 2. That's the leftmost value, sorry. So, leftmost value. Rightmost value natin is positive infinity. Ibig sabihin, negative 5 over 2, since kasama siya, gagamit tayo ng bracket. Infinity always, parenthesis yung kasama niyan. So, that's it for this. Alright? Let's try solving this. Another example para mas malinawan kayo, guys. Negative 2x tsaka 3x. Okay. Sa ganitong paraan, I suggest na mas better na yung x natin is nasa left side. Doon, isimplify natin lahat ng x sa left at lahat ng coefficients sa right side ng equation. So, I will transpose that. Yan, magiging negative 2x, positive 3, magiging negative 3x. That would be greater or equal to. Yung 4, itatranspose ko sa kabila. That would be equal to negative 4 plus 19. Now, solving that, guys, that would be negative 5x is greater or equal to positive 15. Positive 15. Ngayon, guys, magdi-divide ulit tayo ng negative number. That's divided by negative 5. That's divided by negative 5. X, basically, would be equal to, okay, since nag-divide tayo ng negative number, yung inequality sign natin, as we said, will be flip, mababaliktad, kasi nag-divide tayo ng negative number. Pero pag positive yung din-divide natin, it will remain the same. Pag negative lang, tsaka siya mag-flip ng sign. So ito, greater yan, ito magiging lesser na yan. Lesser or equal to negative 3. Gets? So, let's try plotting that in our number line. That's 0. This is negative 3. So, negative 3, equal rin siya. Ibig sabihin, kasama yung 3. Yan. And it's going to the left kasi lesser than. Ibig sabihin, pupunta siya doon. And that's for the number line. For interval notation, ano yung value sa leftmost natin? That's negative infinity. Ano yung value sa leftmost? That's negative infinity. Ang value sa rightmost natin is negative 3. And since kasama yung negative 3, shaded siya, bracket tayo. Kapag infinity, always parenthesis. Okay? Another example here para mas clear. Unang gagawin natin dito, guys, is to expand the equation. Expand ulit natin, equate natin siya sa value ng x. Palaging ganun yung process bago tayo mag-proceed with number line or interval notation. So, expand natin yan. That's 5. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 3 is positive 6, which is greater than 3. 4 times 2x is 8x. 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. Let's add like terms. That's negative 2x. That's plus 11, which is greater than 3 minus 4 is negative 1, I think, yeah, plus 8x. Then I'll put 8x to the left side and the constant to the right side. So that would be equal to negative 2x minus 8x is greater than negative 11 minus 1. So, that's negative 10x, adding like terms. That will be negative 12. Am I right? Yes, I'm right. I-divide ulit natin yan sa negative 10 para x lang yung matira. Negative 10, that's negative 10. Okay, guys, take a look ulit. When we are dividing a negative number, mafi-flip yung ating inequality sign. So, ito na greater than, magiging less than yan. So final result is x is lesser than negative 6 over 5. Positive yan. Positive yan kasi negative over negative. Alright. So, i-plot natin yan sa ating number line. Bali dito, yung 0 natin is andito. Then 6 over 5. 6 over 5, just a positive. Let's say along this line, that's 1 point something ata. 1.25. Tama, 1.25. Since lesser than 6 over 5 siya, ibig sabihin, whole lang to, hindi siya kasama. Then, since lesser, it's going to the left. It's going to the left. And, let's write it in interval notation. Value sa leftmost is negative infinity. Value sa rightmost is 6 over 5 or 1.25. Tama ba? 1.25. I think so. 1.25. Since hindi kasama yung 6 over 5 kasi whole nga siya, wala siyang equal sign dito, that would be equal to a parenthesis. Dito, since negative infinity siya, infinity yan, always palagi parenthesis kasama niya. So that's it for interval notation. Okay, last example para mas malinawagan. That would be 1 over 3x plus 4 is greater or equal to 8. Okay. Transpose natin yung 4 sa kabilang side. That would be 1 over 3x plus, joke lang. Transpose na pala natin. That would be greater or equal to 8 minus 4. So that would be 1 over 3x is greater or equal to 4. Yung 3, yung multiply na, dadalhin natin siya sa kabilang side. So dito, denominator, pupunta sa dito at sa numerator. So, magiging x is greater or equal to 12. Guys, ba't hindi, nag-multiply naman tayo ng number? Bakit hindi nagpalit yung equation? Kasi yung 3 is a positive number. Mag-shift lang, mag-flip lang, mababaliktad lang yung ating inequality sign kung negative number siya. For example, negative 3 yan. Kung sakali lang kung sakali, negative 3 yan, ito, yung final answer natin dyan would be equal to x is lesser or equal to negative 12. Right? Yes. Pero, hindi yan yung given condition. So, isolve natin yung given. That would be equal to 12. So, x is greater or equal. That's 0. 12 is along this line. 12 kasama yung 12. It's greater than, it means it's going to the right. Then, let's shade this part. It's going to the right. Sa interval notation, value sa leftmost natin is 12. Value sa rightmost is positive infinity. Positive infinity, parenthesis yan. Since 12 is kasama, bracket yung gamitin natin. Gets? So, that's it for flipping the sign. Huwag niyong kakalimutan na pag nagdi-divide or nag-multiply ka ng negative number, doon ka lang magpapalit ng mag-flip or babalik ta rin yung inequality sign. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about common denominator and least common multiple technique. Same process naman siya, pero this would be a faster way if we are somewhat solving for fractions. Kunwari wala tayong calculator. Kung may calculator, mas better naman, pero how if wala? Yan. So, makikita natin ang daming fractions. So, what's the faster way to solve this problem? Sa aking mga pagbabasa, the best way is to use the technique of common denominator. So, ano bang common denominator nito, guys? Ano yung number na divisible sa 4, number na divisible sa 2, number na divisible sa 3? Yung pinaka-lowest na number na divisible sa lahat ng tatlong to. Basically, if we would think of that would be 12. Right? Kasi 12 is divisible by 4, 12 is divisible by 2, 12 is divisible by 3. Now, i-expand lahat natin to sa lahat ng para yung ginagawa natin dito is ma-eliminate natin yung denominator para mas madali natin ma-solve. So, kapag nilagay natin yan, 12 divided by 4 is 3 times 5 is 15. Okay, that's 15x. Wait, taas natin. That would be equal to 15x minus 2 times 12 is 24. 2 times 12 is 24. Tama. Is lesser or equal to 12 divided by 2 is 6. 6 times 8 is 18. That would be 18x plus 12 divided by 3 is 4. 4 times 1 is 3. Charot, 4. 4 times 1 is 4. Tama. Tama. Ngayon, since wala na siyang fraction, we can now already solve for the value of x. So, transpose natin yung x ulit sa kabila. That would be negative 15x. Charot, positive 15x yan. Minus 18x is lesser or equal to negative 24. Negative yon, magiging positive sa kabila, plus 4. So that would be equal to negative 3x is lesser or equal to negative 24 plus 4 is positive 28. Divided by negative 3, divided by negative 3. Guys, yung final answer natin, since nag-divide ulit tayo, makikerry yung mga principles natin ha. Nag-divide tayo ng negative 3, that's a negative number. Ibig sabihin, mag-flip, mababaliktad yung inequality sign natin. That would be equal to x is greater or equal to negative 28 over 3. So, graphing that, pag nilagay natin yan sa number line, nandito yung 0, negative 23 over negative 28 over 3 is along this line. Since equal yan, ibig sabihin kasama rin yung part na to, and greater than, it's going to the right. So, it's yung part na yan. Okay? So, kapag sinulatan sa interval notation, value sa leftmost is 28 over 3. That's negative, guys. Negative yon. And value sa rightmost natin is positive infinity. So, infinity, parenthesis kasama niyan, ito, bracket kasama niya. Kasi nga, equal kasama siya. Alright? Yun. Let's move on. Another example para mas sa technique ng LCD. Okay, dito ulit. Kung mapapansin nyo guys, ano yung pinaka least common denominator ng 3, 5? Ano yung number na divisible lahat sa 3, 5, at 4? Nang nag-iisip ako, oh my god, hindi pa gumagana right now.
A few inches later.
Okay. Yon, kung sakaling hindi natin maisip, kung sakali stress na tayo, sabog na tayo sa buhay, ito ang pinakamadaling paraan. I-multiply na lang natin lahat yung 3 times 5 times 4. Kasi, yun yung pinakamadaling paraan kung stress ka na talaga at di ka makaisip ng maayos. Siguro, iniwan ka nang walang paalam. Hindi siya nagtitext. Ganun na lang. So, 3 times 5 is 15 times 4 is 60. 60 na yung LCD natin. So, i-distribute ulit natin siya doon. Distribute ulit siya natin doon. Dito, tsaka dito. Buti pa nagdi-distribute, di ba? Sharing is caring. So, 60 divided by 3. Yan, 60 divided by 3 is equals to 20. 20 times 2 is 40. That would be 40x. Plus, 60 times 5 is 300. Which is greater than 60 divided by 5 is, I think 12. Yeah, 12. 12x. 12x plus 60 divided by 4 is, ilan yung 60 divided by 4? Nagre-record ka. Ayan. 60 divided by 4 is equals to 15 times 5 times 3 is 45. Let's solve for the value of x. So that would be equal to 40x minus 12x. That would be equal to greater than negative 300 plus 45. 40x minus 12 is equals to 28x. Positive is greater than negative 255, I think. Yeah, tama. Mag-divide tayo dyan ng 28. Mag-divide tayo dyan ng 28. Guys, magpapalit ba yung sign natin? Should this be equal? Should this be lesser than? Hindi. Nag-divide man tayo, pero positive number siya. Hindi siya negative. Pag negative number, doon tayo magpapalit ng sign. So, ibig sabihin dito, hindi tayo magpapalit ng sign. So, yung final answer natin, x is greater than negative 255 over 28. So, plotting that sa ating number line, that's 0, negative 255 over 28 is along this line. Is greater yan, ibig sabihin, whole yan, kasi hindi kasama. Tapos ito, shade natin yung part na yan. Kasi greater than, it's going to the right. So, writing that in interval notation, value sa leftmost natin is negative 255 over 28, comma, ano yung value sa rightmost? That would be infinity. Ito, yung ano niya is, that would be parenthesis kasi whole siya. Ito, parenthesis rin kasi infinity siya, always na parenthesis. So, I think you get the concept of the LCD para mas madali tayong ma-solve kapag maraming fractions. Pero kung hindi ka naman sanay dito, you can do the traditional way. I-transpose mo yung 3.5x sa kabila, then you will add the same terms. And it's okay. We will talk about conjunction and disjunction. Ano ba itong conjunction and disjunction? Conjunction, guys, ito yung conjunction. Yung kung saan kayo pinagtagpo, pero baka di tinadhana. Ganon. Teka lang. Teka lang.
A few moments later.
May dalawa tayong inequalities na kailangang i-satisfy. So, isa-satisfy natin yung dalawa na yan. Ito, we can rewrite this as x is lesser than negative 2 and greater or equal to 3. Ito, same tong dalawang to. Una, try nating i-plot muna yan. This is 0. Ano to? 3. 3 is along this line. Ito, negative 2. That's along this line. X is lesser than negative 2. Negative 2, ibig sabihin, lesser yan, walang equal. Ibig sabihin, whole lang yan. Pero lesser siya, ibig sabihin is going to the left. So, i-shade natin yung going to the left. Yun, is going to the left. Then next, i-satisfy naman natin to. X is greater or equal to 3. Ibig sabihin, yung 3 kasama siya kasi is equal to nga. Sabi doon, may underline sa baba. So, yun, since greater than siya, is going to the right. Is going to the right. May arrow din doon. Nakikita nyo na ba ang concept ng disjunction? Yung palaging may space sa inyong dalawa. Dito ka, tapos nandito siya, tapos malayo pa. Ilan ba? 2, 3, o 5. 5 yung distance nyo. At least 5, di ba? Kami, malayo na.
No.
Yun. Negative 2 hanggang 3. Yes. Okay. So, this is called a disjunction. Disjunction, pinaghiwalay. Tama. Pinaghiwalay. Hindi ko alam kung anong dahilan bakit kami naghiwalay. Yun. So, negative 3. So, paano natin isusulat yung interval notation? Paano isusulat natin to guys? Isusulat natin yan one by one. Una, isulat muna natin to. Yung pangalawa, isulat natin to. Magpalit nga ako ng pen. Yun. Una, x is yung ito muna. Ito, isulat natin to interval notation, no? That would be, anong value sa leftmost? Leftmost natin is negative infinity. Anong value sa rightmost natin is negative 2. Kasama ba yung negative 8? Negative 8, parenthesis yan kasi infinity nga, ay, negative 8, infinity yan. Parenthesis yan. Yung negative 2 naman, that would also be a parenthesis. Kasi guys, whole yan, hindi kasama. Ngayon, meron din tayong isa. Dito naman, anong value sa leftmost niya is 3. Ang value sa leftmost is 3. At ang value niya sa rightmost is positive infinity. Oh my God, ang pangit ha. Positive infinity. Yung 3, kasama siya. Ibig sabihin, bracket yung kang gamitin natin. However, infinity to, always parenthesis. Okay, ngayon guys, paano natin sila mapag-iisa? Kahit pinaglayo sila, may paraan yan. At ang paraan yan ay ikaw. Ang paraan yan is you. Wow, charot. You, union yan, hindi ikaw yan. You stands for union. So, to represent this in interval notation, ganito po siya, guys. Gumamit tayo ng union. So how if may nagtanong, dito, meron din dito, tapos may conjunction dyan, hindi gamit ko ulit ng you, tapos ilagay mo yun. Ang tanging solusyon lang sa problemang to ay yung you, yung ikaw, charat. Yan. So, I think you clarified na tayo sa conjunction, disjunction. And let's move on. Absolute value. So, absolute value basically, guys, that is absolute value nga. Ano ba yung concept kasi ng absolute value? Nung grade 1 ako, lumabas to sa MTAP. Hindi ko talaga maintindihan kung grade 2 lumabas ulit. Pataas yung score ko, 2/50. Diba? Saya. Yan. Okay, absolute value. Nagpag-usapan natin absolute value. Ano ba yung concept niyan? Absolute value, guys. Kung ito yung number line, hindi, number line talaga to. Ito yung number line, no? That's 0. Ang absolute value, guys, is kung ilang units yon kalayo sa 0. So, for example, absolute value of 5, ibig sabihin, gaano kalayo ang 5 sa 0? Basically, it's 5. Dito, meron akong negative 5. Gaano absolute value of negative 5? Gaano kalayo yung negative 5 sa 0? Basically, that's 5 units. So, what's inside the absolute value should always be positive. Kasi tinatanong niya kung gaano lang siya kalayo sa 0. That's the main meaning of absolute value na hindi ko alam sa sarili ko. Ngayon ko lang na-figure out. Yan. Bago tayo mag-number line sa absolute value, meron tayong dalawang process. Ano itong dalawang process? Dalawang process. Okay, dalawang process guys. Una, kailangan natin yung x natin guys, tanggalin natin yung absolute value, x is equals to 4. That's the first process. Kopyahin lang natin to, tanggalin lang natin yung absolute value. Second step, kopyahin ulit natin to, x. Pero ngayon, babalik rin natin yung inequality sign. Kaya kung yan, less than, magiging greater than yan. At yung 4, kapag positive yan, gagawin natin yung negative. So parang baliktaran lang. Kung negative, magiging positive. Kung positive, magiging negative. Kung kayo, hindi na pwedeng maging kayo. Yun. Okay. Tama na yan. Mag-aral na tayo. So yan, sa sentro guys, may 0. Sa sentro guys, may 0. So ipa-plot na lang natin. What we need to do is just to plot this. Negative 4 is along this line. Positive 4 is along this line. That's x is less than 4. X is less than 4, ibig sabihin hindi kasama yung 4, kaya whole siya. X is less than 4, tama. Hindi kasama yung 4. So that's going to the left. Okay? Now, meron tayo ng x is greater than negative 4. Ibig sabihin, hindi rin kasama yung negative 4. Ibig sabihin, whole siya. And is going to the right. Ibig sabihin, it will cover this distance. So, yan siya. Diba? At least connected sila with each other. So, yan, di ba? Yan yung sagot sa number 9. So, sa interval notation, that would be equal to negative 4. Anong gagamitin natin? Parenthesis, kasi hindi kasama yung negative 4. Excluded siya. And, comma, 4, kasi parenthesis rin, kasi hindi rin kasama. Okay? So, basically, yan. I hope you're getting the concept, guys. Kung may katanungan man kayo, gusto ipasagot, comment it down below. Try natin sagutan yan. Okay, next. Absolute value of 2x minus 3 is equals to 9. Okay, first step ulit, kopyahin natin to. Ikopyahin natin to, walang magbabago, tanggalin lang natin yung absolute value is greater or equal than 8. Pangalawa, kopyahin natin to, baliktarin natin. Teka lang, i-note ko para masundan nyo. Ito, babaliktarin yan. Ito, babaliktarin yan. So, that would be 2x minus 3. Baliktarin natin yung inequality sign yan. Magiging less than or equal. Ito, babaliktarin lang natin yung sign. Yung sign na. That would be positive, magiging negative. Gets? So, solve ulit natin for the value of x. 2x would be equal to, charot, inequality pala, hindi sila equal. Greater or equal to 8 plus 3. So, 2x is greater or equal to 11 over 2 over 2. X is greater or equal to 11 over 2. Sa kabila naman, that would be 2x is less than or equal to negative 8. That would be plus 3. That would be 2x less than minus, that would be negative 5. That would be equal to 2 divided by 2. X is less than or equal to negative 5 over 2. So, let's plot these values. Okay, hanapin natin yung sentro. Ito yung sentro, 0. Negative 5 over 2 is along this line. That's negative 5. That's 2.5, I think. And 11 over 2 is positive yan. So, nasaan dito siya? 11 over 2. Okay. Is greater or equal to 11 over 2. Ibig sabihin, sa 11 over 2, shaded siya kasi equal sign nga. And greater than. Greater than, ibig sabihin, is going to the right. Yan, is going to the right. However, dito naman tayo sa isa, negative 5 over 2. Equal na rin siya. Ibig sabihin, shaded rin yung part na to. Shaded rin yung part na yan. However, it's going to the left kasi less than. So, it's going to the left to the infinity, negative infinity. So, parang malayo ulit. So, pag isusulat natin sa interval notation, parang conjunction lang yan. Disjunction. Disjunction. That would be value of the leftmost value is negative infinity. Negative infinity. And value of the rightmost value is negative 5. Negative 5 over 2. Yes, I think that's negative 5 over 2. Tama. And that would be a parenthesis. That would be a bracket. Bracket kasi kasama doon. Teka lang. Pagpatuloy natin yan. Ito, gamitin natin si u. Ikaw. Ayan. Value of the leftmost value is 11 over 2. Value of the rightmost is a positive infinity. Positive infinity. So guys, since 11 over 2 is shaded siya doon, ibig sabihin kasama siya, bracket yung gamitin natin. Well, ito, since infinity yan, always na parenthesis. I hope you're getting the concept, guys. And last, okay, ito pa. Another example. Kakaiba yung problem natin ngayon kasi una, hindi lang absolute, hindi naka-include do sa absolute value. Okay, so ano ba yung tamang paraan para i-solve natin to, guys? Always remember, when we are solving like this, dapat yung maiiwan lang sa isang side is naka-enclose sa absolute value. Meaning, ito, yung maiiwan lang dapat dito is 4x plus 1. Yung 5 minus 3, dapat dalhin natin yan sa kabilang side ng equation. Okay, so, paano natin gagawin yon? 5, itatranspose natin yan sa kabila. Remember, yung negative 3, guys, naka-multiply siya dito, so hindi natin pwedeng isubtract to agad kasi naka-attach yung 3 sa 4x plus 1 in a multiplication manner. So, basically, maiwan dito yung negative 3, absolute value of 4x plus 1, tapos, greater or equal to negative 9, yung 5 na positive, magiging negative. Okay, so, that would be negative 3, absolute value of 4x plus 1, greater or equal to negative 14. Ngayon, guys, yung negative 3, itatranspose natin siya sa kabila, kaya pupunta siya sa denominator. Kaya maiwan dito is 4, absolute value of 4x plus 1, tapos, absolute value is greater or equal to negative 14 over negative 3. Okay, guys? Napansin nyo ba? Napansin ko. Mali ulit tayo. May mali tayo. Bakit? Because nag-divide tayo ng negative number. At as we said a while ago, kung magdi-divide tayo ng negative number or mag-multiply ng negative number, mafi-flip yung inequality sign natin. So, ibig sabihin, this should be greater than. Mafi-flip, that should be less than. Okay? Kasi, nag-divide tayo ng negative. Okay? Ito na yung, natin. Balik tayo sa dating step. Kopyahin natin to. Kopyahin natin yan. That would be equal to 4x plus 1 is lesser or equal to 14 over 3. Kasi negative or negative yan. Ulit, pangalawa, kopyahin ulit natin to, pero balik rin natin yung inequality sign, tsaka yung sign ng constant. So that would be 4x plus 1 is greater than or equal to negative 14 over 3. Kasi positive to ginawa nating negative. Gets? So, let's try to solve for the value of x. So, finding for the value of x, that would be equal to 4x is greater or equal to 14 over 3. 1, magta-transpose sa kabila, magiging minus 1. Minus 1 is also the same as 1 is 3 over minus 3 over 3. Ginawa ko lang yun para mag-sync sila ng denominator para mas madali natin siyang masimplify. It will also be equal to 4x plus 1 is greater or equal to so that would be greater or equal to negative 14 over 3. Yung 1, transpose natin sa kabilang side, yan, magiging negative 1 or negative 3 over 3. Solving for that would be 4x is lesser or equal to 14 minus 3 is 11 over 3. That would be equal to divided by 4. X would be equal to, would be lesser or equal to 11 over 12. However, sa kabila naman, that would be 4x is greater or equal to negative 14 minus 3 is negative 17 over 3. Divide natin dyan yung 4. Divide natin dyan yung 4. X basically is greater or equal to negative 17 over 12. Yun. So, let's try plotting that sa ating number line. Remember natin, negative 12. Okay, so, kung nandito yung 0, negative 17 over 12. Negative 17 over 12, that's 1 point something. Dito yung 11 over 12. 11 over 12. So, that's 11 over 12 is less than or equal to. Ibig sabihin, shaded yan kasi may equal sign sa baba. Yun yung palatandaan. Kung may equal sign, shaded. Kung walang equal sign, circle lang yan. It's going to the left kasi less than. So, let's shade going to the left. At ito, negative 17 over 12, may equal sign din siya. So, ito shaded rin to na circle. And it's going to the right. So, basically, nagtagpo sila. Ang saya, ang saya! Woo! Okay, so yung ngayon, isulat natin siya in interval notation. Writing that in interval notation, that would be equal to negative 17 over 12. Bracket yan. That would be 11 over 12 bracket. Bakit bracket? Kasi inclusive yung dalawang to. Alright? So I hope you're getting the concept, guys. So interval notation, number line, flipping the inequality sign kung kailan ba dapat baliktarin yung inequality sign, kung paano gamitin yung LCD para mas madaling mag-solve kapag may mga fractions, conjunction or disjunction, yung pinagtagpo kayo pero hindi tinadhana, absolute value, and the concept of fractions. And that's it for our first video, this midterms in mathematics and engineering. I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe sa aking channel. Don't forget to share, like, share, and subscribe. Maraming salamat. Bye-bye, mga parekoy.